You are listening to Dead End Road TV. This is the Dead End Road Show. I'm Bill. Joining me as always is Roger.
What's up, everyone?
It is a new year, I guess. That's what the calendar says. Got all kinds of new gadgets to play with, new setups and systems that we're trying out. We survived 2020. Didn't make it easy.
Right.
At the end there, really tried to grab some of us, but
yeah, true.
But yeah, it's 2021. Second verse kind of feels like the first one, but we're here. We're kicking.
Thriving.
Last time we did a show, we had we went in with absolutely no plan, and I feel like it showed. With the notes, and I don't have I haven't even edited that one yet, have I?
I'm not sure.
I don't think so. Yeah, that's still like sitting. I need to edit that one. Yeah, it was not good. So we have notes and a plan, and yeah, that was a weird one. But it was, it was the end of the year, and what are you gonna do?
Yeah, holidays, everything going on.
Yeah, it was rough. But 2021, things are apparently different. It doesn't really feel like it. We already had, Bean Dad, violent insurrections, and that was all within.
It's been 1 week.
So that's fun. And I can just do fun shit like that now, and I'm gonna be
wondering,
really.
I was like, wait, what is that? New gadgets.
New gadgets. I can do fun shit like that now, and I'm going to be very annoying about it. So, get ready for that. Yeah.
Do you hear that one crazy theory already that people are already saying about 2020 and 2021?
What?
That we're actually still in 2020, that we were in a different universe or something like that. And I'm just like,
well, it's just Groundhog's Day.
Yeah, basically TikTok theories. You know what I mean?
Sure. We're just stuck in a vine.
Yes.
We're just a looping.
Mm-hmm.
God. We had some stuff we wanted to talk about. That I didn't necessarily collate notes for, but then some other things came up. We never talked about the devotion video mess that we tried to do. I don't know if we want to.
Are you talking about the game that we recorded ourselves 2 separate times?
Yeah.
And then oh yeah, I'm down. It was a very good game. It was very entertaining. Very sad ending.
Yeah, if we wanted to get into that, because I don't know if we want to backtrack all that way, because that was in October, and we did have the notes for it, but ooh,
yeah.
Or we could move into this. Do you see this Armie Hammer thing?
No, what is it?
Okay, so I'm gonna have to put the gigantic trigger warning here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Content warning for it feels like every other episode we have to do this, where trigger warning for sexual violence, and I that's not what the show should be about, but this is kind of what happened. This is the state of things. This is so bizarre. All right, so the actor Armie Hammer,
mm-hmm.
he Social Network, he played the Winklevoss twins.
Mm-hmm.
That Zuckerberg stole Facebook from.
Okay.
so and he Call Me by Your Name, he was in that. So he's an actor, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So his like DMs come out.
Oh, that's never a good thing.
No. Like with all these women that he was seeing, sleeping with, blah 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 blah. He had it content warning for like I said, sexual violence, gore, and cannibalism, because as it turns out, his thing was that he might be a cannibal.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm like, I just looked up his name and it's just showing, like, even though it's a dark joke, I feel bad but it's like someone's like me just hanging out, me hanging out in Armie Hammer's stomach after he eats me.
Yeah, there's lots of memes about it already, but like if you because like these women started posting the DMs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he was manipulating them. He was referring to them as his kittens.
Sounds like the only son.
Yeah, dude.
Another weirdo.
Yeah, like apparently they were of age,
Mm-hmm.
consenting to, some of the kinky stuff or whatever. But he was still like using his fame in order to,
intrigue.
He
ladies.
was, yeah. And then it would go from, some BDSM stuff to, literally this one says, "I am 100% a cannibal. I want to eat you."
What?
Yeah. Yep. I've never admitted that before. I've cut the heart out of a living animal before and eaten it while still warm.
This makes me think he's probably eaten people before and just gotten away with it.
Right?
Like, you know what I mean? Because you always hear about that weird stuff in Hollywood that goes down that everyone just says is fake, but it's probably... Because, like, you ever hear there's always some truth to the craziness?
Yeah.
Like, some things, like, where some things it is just conspiracy, but there are some, like, people are just crazy. And it's like...
Yeah. So there's this whole gigantic thread of all these DMs, and they get so visceral, which I don't have to read them, but like, so like, here, need your help ASAP, kitten, and then it goes, how may I help, daddy? Kinky shit like that, and then what he needs help with is, I need to drink your blood.
What? Calm yourself down, Dracula.
Like,
why do you need to drink her blood?
And then it's, I need you to run us a place and set it up with a list of things I'll mail you about. It's like, it's so... Whew.
Yeah, this is crazy.
And then he brings
start
up
eating people.
I don't know. So then it's like, he's saying stuff about like how I own you, blah 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 blah. I need your blood. I crave it. Will you give it to me tomorrow? Don't forget that you're mine. And then the girl responds, he's like, that topic again? It's very intense. And he's like, I'm intense. I need your blood. I want you to feed me with it.
What the hell?
What the fuck, dude? And so like, here's the thing. These are like the tame ones.
Really?
Yes. It gets whacked. Like, have you read American Psycho?
I watched the movie.
Okay, yeah. Well, the movie pulls its punches.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, whenever Patrick Bateman is like actually narrating and describing like
doing stuff.
His kill, yeah, like describing his kills and like the sexual violence that he's committing, and like some of the necrophilia. Like I was like, oh, this dude right here is actually Patrick Bateman. Like that's this guy.
It's always like, it's like I always feel so blind to society. Like when you assume the world is just normal. Like, you know what I mean? That there aren't nutcases like this out there. But then you get a wake-up call like, yeah, people are weird and crazy and should be locked up. Like, like, why?
Yeah, so he gets into some stuff that just sounds... If it's not necrophilia, it's as close as you could possibly get to necrophilia. It's funny, and then there's just like lines. This one's funny. It's you are the Michael Phelps of fucking.
What? Wait, she said that to him, or he said that to her?
No, he said that to one of these girls. Like, that's just funny, and it's just like in the middle of like these paragraphs that he's sending. And this is like on Instagram. These are Instagram DMs. Like, dude, like he's got the check mark right there.
Oh my.
Like he literally uses the word rape.
Really?
Yes.
So
yes.
Is this guy gonna get arrested at some point? I mean, I see he dropped out of that J-Lo movie.
Yeah, he dropped out because, of course, he was doing this while he has a wife and kids. Because, of course, he was. And so he's like, yeah. His response was, yeah, I wouldn't feel right about doing a movie in the Dominican Republic for 4 months away from my kids. It's like, okay, buddy, I get your kids the fuck away from you,
dude. That's the thing. That's the thing that like you always like. People will be married and have like a wife and kids, and it's like you always kind of forget they're always in the background, but they're screwed for the rest of their lives now.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, isn't your dad a cannibal who likes to hump dead bodies? Wasn't that your husband? It's like you just ruined their lives.
Here's one that's just an outright threat. Very convenient of you to bring that up, because if for some reason something goes wrong and my wife finds out, I'll probably remove your head from your body. That's just a threat of murder. You just threatened someone. Okay. Okay. All right. So maybe. All right. So this is the. See, I don't know which ones I want to say. Because it's like, whew. All right. Maybe I won't quote it directly. All right. He's talking about how aroused he is, right? And then he says, thinking of holding your heart in my hand and controlling when it beats.
I literally just popped up onto that one, and I was just like, yo, this dude is a freaking nut.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's also with that, like, I'm 100% a cannibal. I want to eat you. Fuck, that's scary to admit, B. I've never admitted that before. I've cut the heart out of a living animal before and eaten it while still warm. What animal?
Okay, I'll tell you which animal. When you said it, it made me realize it's not just saying it. A deer. I shot it, ran up, pulled out a knife, cut the heart out, and ate it. Totally raw, still warm. I'd eat your heart if it wasn't stuck without you after. I didn't throw up. A friend of mine tried to take a bite. He threw up immediately. I took multiple bites.
So his friend's a weirdo, too.
Well, I mean, his friend tried it and was just like, oh, fuck, this is awful, and threw up. And then he's chowing down.
Why couldn't Mother Nature just do us a solid this one time? You know what I mean? Like, think of all the times people eat something raw and they get something and it's just like, all right, you're done.
Right,
It takes him on. Like, it couldn't have taken him out eating something raw. He couldn't have got E. coli.
Yeah, like...
Yeah, I'm like,
come on, man.
Eating a raw heart. It's probably not good for you. Yeah, gross.
I'm trying to find. Where is it? There's one that's just. I'm trying to find like the necrophilia, which is not a sentence I thought I'd say, but.
Right.
Do.
I'm reading this one. It's like he's saying, "I will always be honest with you, but don't count on it coming up. I've always been more monogamous than not. Don't know why. Haha. I just texted Luca that you might be coming to Berlin. His response: Are you falling for your pet? And it's just like hearing people talk about that way about other people. It's just weird because I'm like, yo,
Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing with that one. The Luca is Luca Guadagnino, who is the director of Call Me by Your Name that he was in, and also the director. So he also directed the Suspiria remake, which, if you've seen the Suspiria remake,
is it weird?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, how so? What goes on in it?
Let's say that there is also a lot of blood. It's a very good movie. But yeah, so it's just
Just gory.
Not the whole thing. It's because it's about like a girl that a dancer that goes to like a prestigious dance academy, and sort of the weird things that happen.
I think I've heard of this actually.
Yeah, it was very good. But yeah, like that's the Luca that he's referencing there. Let me see. His ex said that the stuff is 100% true. He's about to be finally exposed.
Dude, I'm just reading these messages. This dude is crazy.
Yep.
I'm like, why do you need this to get off?
Yep.
Like, what's wrong with these people?
If you were next to me, I'd give you the tiniest cut and then fall back asleep sucking on it. Just a little trickle of your blood, the taste of you, the taste of your iron and minerals, soothing me to sleep. You know, pillow talk.
I'm like, this is just freaking weird.
It's like, if it
like the crazy. You go ahead.
It goes beyond like two people that are, into it or whatever. Like, obviously.
Dude, but this makes me think there's more people like him out there, like, who are also very rich. And the sad thing is, rich people can get away with a lot because they have the money to go to a poor country. Easy to get away with something.
And what about smarter ones that don't use friggin' Instagram?
Yeah. Who just go on a dark web or something like that and easily just, all right, I'm going to just buy this person. And I'll be good.
Okay, so I found the like the necrophile shit. Okay, so I want to see everything. I want to see your brain, your blood, your organs, every part of you. I would definitely bite it 100%, or try to fuck it, not sure which. Probably both. Okay, here we go. If I fucked you in a vegetative state, I'd keep you, feed you, wash you, and keep fucking you. Till you are sore and broken.
What is wrong with him?
What? And you're saying this on Instagram?
I least he's. You know, the good thing is, even though he's a nut, and like I'm afraid to see the things he's probably gotten away with or done. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at least he's out in the light now, and people are like, okay, this dude's a fudging nut.
Yeah. Okay. So and then I want to find the other one. He did. So this was almost like the closest parallel that people will know would be like the 50 Shades of Grey with like the contracts and shit. He had one of the girls sign an NDA.
Non-disclosure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. I always hear about celebrities who have like non-disclosures for people.
Yeah.
Just imagine what he did to her. Ugh. Damn. Why does it take this much to be okay? Like, to get off, dude? Like, you gotta be sucking blood and eating organs? When did he first get introduced to being a cannibal?
I have no idea. Cutting you into pieces and fucking the pieces. Think of me eating you. What do you need to walk for? Jesus, God in heaven. Like that.
When did all this come out?
A few days ago.
I thought the Azalea Banks stuff was crazy, but this is nutty to a whole new level. Like, you know, Azalea Banks, she's like a rapper, not a non-relevant rapper, but she like dug up her cat and boiled it and put its bones somewhere. But I'm like, yo, this dude makes her look sane.
He said he wants to break my rib and barbecue and eat it.
What the fuck? Why? Oh, man. Well, we won't be seeing him in any movies anytime soon.
I wouldn't think so. Like, it's that's beyond
just
like kink shit. It's
like it's just sickening. You know what I mean? And it's like, cause I don't want to, like, you know what I mean? I don't want to sound like one of those conspiracy nuts who always just like, oh, they're doing the crazy stuff over there. But it's like, dang, this is a fine example of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, like, you ever hear about that, like, crazy stuff that they say rich people be doing over in Hollywood or whatever? Like,
yeah, but then it's like, okay, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Hanks is not kidnapping children for his for their adrenochrome. It's like it's so frustrating because, like, whenever something like this does happen, then it's like, oh boom, QAnon has like a tiny bit of ammunition.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, just because we got Hannibal Lecter here does not mean that QAnon is real.
Mm-hmm.
Like, God.
My only thing is, his friends, like he obviously has a close group of friends who probably who knew he was doing this crap and who probably do this stuff also. You know what I mean?
I mean,
because it's never just one person; it's always a handful of them doing some weird ass shit like this.
I mean, I think it might be easy to just assume, like, from the outside, that it's just like BDSM kink shit.
Mm-hmm.
Not that he's like,
oh no, I don't think
talking
he's in a
about
cult.
Friggin' eating girls and talking about paralyzing them and still having relations with them. Let me try to be as clean as I can after reading all that shit.
No, I get it. No, I know what you mean. There's just those weirdos who get off on that, like, just being fudging weird.
Yeah, it's.
And I feel like saying weird is being nice. It's a nice way of saying it. I don't even know the proper word to use.
Fucked.
Yeah, I feel like that's too nice.
Yeah, I know. I was like, because I saw it was like this trending thing, and I was like, oh, he stepped down for some DMs. I was like, oh God, what'd he do? And then, like, I couldn't find them, and it took me a while to actually find the stuff. And then I was like, because like none of the articles like embedded them, and I was like, oh, this must be pretty rough if they wouldn't actually like embed the the material. And then when I saw it, I was like, did he just say he was going to eat that heart?
Yeah,
It's like, dude,
what's up with this dude?
Yeah. But yeah. So that's what I saw this week.
Man, that is nutty.
Right?
I just don't get why he wants to do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like-
it's really it's like reading American Psycho passages. It's like really bizarre.
Real life American Psycho. Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Like to the T, the handsome rich guy who has these violent sexual, mutilation shit. Like,
Kinks.
ugh, like,
I just don't get people like that.
no. Yeah. I don't even.
Hopefully he lives in one of those states where like, we have no proof that he ate anyone. I'm afraid. I think he probably did eat someone at some point.
At the very least, he was drinking blood.
Yeah.
He was doing some kind of vampirism. Which, I mean, that's just like dangerous. Yeah, like it's just kind of stupid. Like, unless you're like actually like, testing people, like why bother with, it's just like, it's just weird. It's just like, why go through? I don't know. I'm like trying to think of the logistics of like why would it be worth it? Like trying to drink blood. I don't understand. God.
I mean, there's some lighter heart news. Apparently, they've discovered a new animal that's going to possibly be, it's 100 feet long in like Australia. It's like a marine creature.
What is it?
They don't really have a name for it yet. So this is the lowdown. So it's approximately 100 foot long. It's a string-like ocean creature made up of a cluster of cells that clone themselves thousands of times. Was recently found near the coast of Australia. Researchers believe it's the longest ocean creature ever recorded. A research team with the Schmidt Ocean Institute made the discovery. They set out on a year-long expedition to explore the seas of Australia and the Pacific Ocean. That's like, and that's the crazy thing. Like, I've never been to the beach or anything, but I'm not gonna. Water scares the crap out of me.
Yeah,
because you don't really know what's in there.
Yep.
And they say we still haven't discovered everything in the water. And like,
yeah.
Look at that. Something that long we've just discovered.
So you're telling me that they've actually found the Loch Ness Monster out, like in Australia?
Yeah, right? That's where Nessie was.
That's crazy. So it just like it reproduces like the cells of itself until it's long enough?
Apparently. I guess it's kind of like a giant worm, which is also freaky.
Yeah.
I hate worms. I don't like how they look. I don't like how they move. I don't like how they function. Worms are just weird. I tried to distract myself, but my mind's still on that crazy dude in Hollywood.
I know. I know. I shouldn't have brought it up as the first thing, but I was just like...
No, it's all good, dude.
Yeah.
I just don't... it's just like trying to understand, like... I don't know. I mean, I guess people do have, like, weird-ass kinks, but I'm like, that's, like, too much.
It's way too much. It's...
Like, you make the people acting like animals seem normal.
Yeah. Like, you make a lot of things seem. Yeah, it's like.
Like, what got you into? Yeah, I kind of want to eat you. That's what's gonna get me off. Yeah,
Yeah,
I wanna
like,
hump a dead body. What is sexy about a dead body?
It makes the consensual, non-consensual thing, like the rape and molestation fantasies, makes that seem normal.
Right? Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
he's combining that with, I'm going to take a bite out of your fucking organs, and put you in a coma and sort of chop you up like it's like it serial kill. It's like serial killer role play, if he's actually role playing or if he's actually doing it.
Doing
like,
it, yeah, and we hope that he's just role playing.
Yeah, it's like, my God,
it's crazy. I knew a person. They didn't have that trip. They dated a girl, and he was like, "Yo, she's into that like whole rape foreplay, and I'm just not into it. I think I'm just gonna end it." I'm like, "Nah, I get it, dude. That's a little too much for me. That's weird."
Yeah,
he was like,
yeah.
He told me, he was like, she says she's gonna leave her door unlocked, and she wants me to just break into her house and do whatever I want to her. And I told her no. I'm okay with being vanilla.
yeah, like, come. And like it's also like the worst thing to explain.
Oh yeah.
Like, if you were to be caught by literally anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like, oh no, it's cool, we're all cool. It's like, no, fuck you, dude. Like, no, what are you talking about?
This is just role playing. What the hell? What do you mean role playing? And I'm like, I could never do it. Like, if someone like, it's just too much. It's like, I cringe when I see rape scenes in TV shows, and it won't even be that intense. Like, you know what I mean? That stuff makes me cringe and like makes me feel like weird.
Yeah, imagine seeing that and being like, you know what, that's tonight's plan. It's like, what? Ugh. Like, ugh.
I'm like, you know what? I guess I'm just gonna go home, and we're just gonna have to delete each other's numbers because this is too much for me.
Yep. God.
Like I said, it's just like, it's like you're so like you're blind. Well, no, I guess being raised in a certain environment and all that type of stuff, like you're blind to it because you don't expect nutty shit like this to be going down, but that's just how it is sometimes, which sucks.
Yeah,
because you don't want it to be this way. You're like, yo, why do you even want to do this? And it's like, because I'm telling you, I'm like, I feel like he's probably eating someone. I would bet money. I would bet everything I own that he has probably eaten someone before. Yeah, wasn't he going like the Dominican Republic for the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like, just imagine some rich crazy man going to a poor country.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And easily getting away with this type of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like those scenarios you see in movies where it's like that stuff happens. Sadly, like, oh, here's a couple grand. I want you to find some person no one's gonna care about missing.
Right.
Like, I guarantee he's probably done that, you know what I mean? Which is sad. Ugh.
Yep. Should we move to literally anything else? But also the
No, we can move to it's a lighter tone. Still sucks, but it's a lighter tone. It's not cannibalism and necrophilia. We can talk about all this stuff basically happening on Twitter.
Yeah. Do we want to talk about the devotion thing, or do we want to do something else?
We could do the devotion thing.
Okay. So back in October, we had great big plans of doing a bunch of horror videos, like horror games and stuff. And so one of the ones that I wanted to stream, or at least like record video of, was a game called Devotion. I probably mentioned it on one of the podcasts. It was developed by a Taiwanese game developer called Red Candle Games, and it was released, I think, like the winter of 2019 originally. And like it turned out, like in the game's code files or whatever, or like in a back room that you couldn't really access, there was a photograph of, or not even a photograph, or just like a reference to the Prime Minister of China, Xi Jinping, or whatever his name is, and just a reference to him looking like Winnie the Pooh. Now, this is like such a grave offense in China because the Prime Minister frigging hates like this comparison of him. It's like the worst friggin' thing. Winnie the Pooh is completely banned in China. It's a no-go, like whatsoever. You cannot reference Winnie the Pooh. No pictures of Winnie the Pooh. It's just not happening. So whenever this was discovered, Red Candle Games basically had to take the game like off of sale, like for fear of retribution, and they still got retribution from the Chinese government. And they were so afraid of, this backlash that they took it off of sale worldwide, and you can no longer buy the game. And to this day, you still cannot buy the game at all whatsoever. So literally the only way you could play the game is to pirate it. And it's actually getting increasingly harder to get pirated copies of the game. And it was actually harder to get because like my first version of it didn't install properly. And so whenever I went to install it the second time, it was actually harder to find the patch files for it to get it to work. So this is like what we were going to do in October. This is one of the games that we were going to play. And so we recorded our session. It was like we recorded for like 3 hours. It's not a very long game. It's probably like 4 hours long. And basically everything that could have gone wrong during the recording did. Like I forget like the order of operations or like what went wrong first or whatever, but on your end the computer power got bumped, and so then that we might have lost the audio, or the file naming got screwed up or something, so we didn't have your audio. Then it turned out that on my end I had actually recorded portions of your audio, but then I didn't have the game audio, which was like, it's a horror game, so you kind of absolutely need that
audio,
especially for this game in particular, because the final scene is actually like this big musical number, which kind of comes out of nowhere.
And it's a really good song.
Yeah, and so like to not have it, it was just like, well, there ended up not being a video here, just because of like everything that went wrong, which was a bummer because like I really wanted to show people this game, and like we had a good time, like
got spooked a couple times too.
We did, yeah.
You want to know what? Call me a conspiracy theorist, but it was probably China who did that. They knew we were playing that game. They're like, we're gonna mess their stuff up. It was China. They were out to get us, and they were like, we're not gonna let them show the world this game.
Yeah. I'm sure other people have like put up Let's Plays of it, but yeah, it was a bummer. It's a really fascinating game. It's pretty different. It has like similar shades of like PT, where you're going through like the same hallway, the same rooms, and they're changing each time with like the different time frame of like what's happened to this family and how it's broken apart. And the father who you're playing through his point of view is like just like going down into this cult. Like he's basically being brainwashed by this cult. And yeah, and he thinks he's doing it to save his daughter, and he's just like sort of like letting his family just, you know, suffer for it. It was a really fascinating game. But yeah, so that's what we tried to do back in October. And then we wanted to talk about it, but then other stuff came up on different podcasts.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was...
You guys get what goes on with this, with DeadEndRoad. You know life hits us.
Yeah, it's just one problem after another. Yeah. But yeah. Actually, now that we have now that I have this different audio setup, it'll actually make doing stuff like that easier. Because like the way I'll do podcasts now, I actually will have pretty much live backups of what's going on. So
we won't make that same mistake.
Pretty much, yeah.
Dope.
Like just as an example, like I have currently a backup of like our call going on, and I have a backup of like my audio that's like simultaneously happening. So you live and you learn. It was like our first attempt to do something like that, especially, you know, remotely, since we have to do that, you know. But yeah, I do have I have so many other games I want to play, like especially smaller games like that. That was the other thing. It was OBS like wouldn't let me capture the game. That was like so weird.
Really?
Don't you remember?
China.
Yeah, like it wouldn't. OBS wouldn't capture the game, and then of course the only thing that it would capture was Final Fantasy 14. Don't you remember? Because then we were going to play something else, and it wouldn't capture that either.
You're right. I do remember that. Yeah.
And I was like, wait, let me do a test. And I was like, I bet you it's going to capture 14, and of course it did. And I was like, well, this sucks. But then I figured that one out. But yeah, like everything that could have gone wrong with that recording did. But yeah.
China.
Yeah. They do. I feel like I said this all because I said it during the recording, but like it's, you know, worthless now. But like they do have another game, Red Candle. It's called Detention. It's like on PC and probably other consoles, but it's definitely on Switch because that's where I played it. And that is for sale, you know, through legal means. So you should check that one out. Because that's another really interesting. It's a 2D horror game, which is not easy to pull off and still be as gripping as it is, and it's definitely worth your time. But yeah.
Yeah, and I do plan on streaming Pokemon soon. I'll be doing a Nuzlocke challenge.
Nice.
And like, do you know what a Nuzlocke is?
It's like the permadeath, right?
Sort of. It's like there's different versions of the Nuzlocke, but the main one I'm thinking about doing is like, so basically you can only catch the first Pokemon you meet of every route or city, whatever area you go. Like, you have to catch that first one, and if you kill it, you're just shit out of luck. And if your Pokemon gets fainted, it's dead. But I'm debating on it because I'm like, crap, like there might be some moments where I'm like, that's gonna screw me over. And I'm trying to think. It's like there's a few. It's like that's like kind of the main gist of it. There's like really tough ones, and then there's like easier ones and all that type of stuff. But it's like it's just fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nice.
I'm also excited. Did you see they dropped Pokemon Snap?
I saw that they said the release date. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm happy that like they showed the release date of it, and then apparently they just also released that they're renewing, like they're remaking Pokemon Diamond and Pearl.
Nice.
Pokemon's a big part of my childhood growing up.
Yeah. Yeah, I tried so hard as a kid.
No, I get it. You were either it was either you were into Pokemon or you're just like, nah. Were you more of a Digimon kid?
I was.
I get it. I like Digimon. It's just they couldn't compete when it came to games.
I didn't see. I wanted to play like the card games so bad, but I had nobody to play them with. Like nobody wanted to play them.
Really? What, like Pokemon cards or Digimon cards?
Pokemon and whatever. So like by the time people like wanted to play Pokemon, I like had given up.
That's how it works, I swear.
Yeah. So I had like sold my Pokemon cards. Yeah. Like
Dude,
I tried tried to get into Pokemon like whenever the movie was a thing. Like coming out.
That. Mm-hmm.
And do you remember Burger King had the toys?
Yep.
For the movie, and how there was a recall because kids were choking.
Yes.
Yeah. So I had those toys, the choking toys. And like I made, my mom like we have to go to Blockbuster. This is like the most 90s shit imaginable. It's like so ridiculous.
I'm have to go to Blockbuster.
We have to go to we have to get the Pokemon movie. Like I have to see the Pokemon movie. I have to see it. So we had to go to Blockbuster to get the Pokemon movie, which is the most 90s sentence imaginable. And then it's like I tried to watch the show, but like nothing ever happened.
The show only had like some good moments. Like there was times like I would get into the show, then there's times I wouldn't get into the show. I'm like, I honestly prefer, anime wise, I prefer Digimon. Game wise, I prefer
that was the thing.
Pokemon.
Yeah, like the Digimon show is just like so much better.
It was.
And
it seriously was.
That's what I got into. But so then like I gave up on Pokemon. I sold my Pokemon cards. I was like, this sucks. It's like whatever. It's like it was like cool because it's like, oh, these Digimon talk. Digimon. They don't just say what they are. Like I was like, Pokemon are stupid. They can't even talk. They can't even communicate.
They just say their damn name.
Yeah. And so it's like, oh, like Digimon is where it's at. It's like, and like that theme song. It's like, yeah, Digimon are the champions. Like, yeah.
Oh damn! I will say, Pokemon probably did have them beat when it came to songs, though. Pokemon did have some bangers. They had those bops. The Pokemon rap was lit.
All right, so hold on.
And it's funny. It makes me sad that I'm like, crap. I'm thinking of all the Pokemon cards I had, and I'm like, what the hell did I ever do with those? It's like, damn, those would probably have been worth some money if they were like in good condition.
Okay, hold on. The Digimon Movie Soundtrack. Well, for whatever, nothing's gonna beat this. All Star by Smash Mouth.
What?
You got some Fat Boy Slim on here.
Okay.
You got a cover of Kids in America by Len. All right. Mm-hmm. You got. This was not planned. I swear to God. You got.
It's been 1 week.
By the Bare Naked Ladies.
This was in a Digimon movie?
This is in the Digimon movie. Okay. You get The Impression That I Get from the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. Okay. And then, for some reason, All My Best Friends Are Metalheads by Less Than Jake. You got 2 ska songs in a row for some reason. This was the Digimon Movie Soundtrack from the year 2000.
Do you know what it is? I forgot. Back in the 90s, it was cool to be... I'm like... Anime movies always had like some really good soundtracks. Like it's making me think of like, dude, I remember like all like watching Dragon Ball Z movies when I was a kid back in the 90s. Like they always had like hardcore metal songs and stuff, or like super amp songs like in the background, where I'm like, in the 90s they used to get away with all this stuff in anime movies. Now they can't really do it because everyone's like copyright. Yeah.
If we get dinged for the 2 seconds of Bare Naked Ladies, I'm going to be very upset. But like,
oh yeah,
you know how long I've wanted to have a soundboard where I could just like
just play what
hit
you
that.
want. in the
Yeah.
background.
It's finally happening. But yeah, but anyway, yeah, so like I was all in on Digimon, but then like I had the game, like the card game, and nobody would play with me. Like I knew all the rules, and nobody would play.
How'd you know all the rules? I swear it took me 20 plus years to finally learn the rules of Pokemon. I remember that back, no one played Pokemon.
Pokemon,
like,
I have no idea what
back here. Everyone just had the cards and was just like, yo, look at what I got. That's literally how we play Pokemon. No one knew the rules.
Pokemon, I have no idea. I'm talking about I knew Digimon.
Oh, you knew the Digimon rules. Okay.
I knew the Digimon rules. What they were, I couldn't tell you a single thing now. It's lost. It's lost information.
Dude, I remember the card game kind of confused me too back when I was a kid because it's like, I had cards too. Like I remember I got my mom to buy me Digimon cards and all that type of stuff, and it was just like, you had your main like Digi-Evolutions, but then you had the weird ones like you can change your Digimon to a different one, and you're like, what?
There was like a mat you needed, and like little chips you needed.
Yep, I remember those.
Yeah, I like learned it, and I was like, come on, it's just like somebody's got to, you know. The same exact thing happened with the Harry Potter trading card game.
I like vaguely remember that. Oh, that's hilarious.
I wanted to play it so bad. I built decks. And the art on the cards was so good.
I was gonna say, I remember the art looking really nice on the Harry Potter cards.
It was so good. Like I wanted to play so bad that I even looked up tournaments online to see if I like anywhere even close.
You could go anywhere. Did you ever find any?
No, because like the closest would be like New York City, and that wasn't happening.
No. Convince your parents like, yo, hey guys, we need to do something. They're like, what? I need to go play Harry Potter in New York.
No, there was no way.
It must be great to be one of those kids who parents take them anywhere for those tournaments. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I've played in Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments, and like I've seen like there's time I would see little kids. They'd be at those they'd be there with their parents. I'm like, dang. And I'm like looking at their parents. I'm like, I guess you're a cool person. Like, you're fully devoted to your kids' hobbies.
Yeah.
See, Yu-Gi-Oh was the big thing where I was from. Like, that was the card game most people played.
It got huge for where we were too, and so I had I didn't know how to play, or anything, and I didn't watch the show or whatever, and I was like, but everybody's into it, and I didn't know how to get in, and so I had a friend that played, and I was over his house, and he had the cards, and I was like, hey, can you teach me how to play? And he was so stubborn. He was like, nah, you wouldn't like it.
Why?
And I was like, you won't even teach me how to play. Like, no, no, it's not for you. You wouldn't be into it. I'm like, we can't just try it out and see. Like, I was so pissed. I was really mad at him. Yeah.
No, I would get that. I'm like, yo, if you teach me how to play, that means you have someone to play with, dumbass.
Yeah, I was so pissed at him for that. He was a weirdo anyway, so it's fine.
I remember Beyblades were another thing that were super huge. Damn, I miss Beyblades. Even though kids would occasionally get fucked up from them because they'd pull the string too hard. And, like, you would have the stadiums and it would, like, slide up and hit someone right in the face. Or
my brother was into Beyblades.
Dude, Beyblades were the stuff growing up.
He had these, like, little magnetic, like, balls or whatever.
I know what you're talking about because I played with them Bakugan. Is that?
Yeah, he was into that for a while.
My brother, I got into it because my brother had them, and I was like, you know what? It's not that bad. I preferred the video game a lot more, but I learned how to play Bakugan. Couldn't play it now. I wouldn't know what I'm doing, but
yeah, it was weird. It was weird how the Beyblades were like huge because like right before they took off, like I would just have fun like playing with tops and shit, like some kind of like 1950s boy. and then like these like weird anime spiky tops. with lore and story came out.
But you want to know the weird thing about Beyblades? Beyblades comes and goes. I kid you not. It's like one of those weird, like, it's the toy that it'll be hot, then it'll disappear, and then it'll be hot again.
I know, yeah,
and it'll
like,
disappear. Because I know it's like when your brother probably was playing Beyblades, that's like the newer anime. But there was an anime when we were younger, like when we were probably in elementary, like where that made Beyblades hot, and then it disappeared, and then they had like the new. I think the main character for like the one your brother probably watched was, I think his name's Jaden, and he has like orange hair, and he had a Pegasus Beyblade.
That is some Gen Z shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Jaden, Pegasus, like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, this Beyblades is way different than the Beyblades I played with. Like the anime was completely different.
These aren't your grandpa's Beyblades.
Yeah, these aren't your grandpa's Beyblades.
God.
It's like funny looking at things. It's like, it's making me realize like where I'm like, I don't feel old. We're not old, but we are just growing up. You know what I mean?
Oh, I feel old as shit.
Me too. My body hurts.
Yeah, it's rough. I think last time I talked about my squishy bones. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not getting any better.
I'm like, I can't sit Indian style too long or my knees start to hurt.
Oh, I can't get low. I can't.
And it hurt, and then it's hard to walk for a little bit. I'm like, crap.
It's like, yeah.
I'm like, I don't know how I used to do the things that I'm afraid if I fall, I'm screwed.
We need life alert.
You know what I mean? I'm like falling, and I'm like, I'm not getting up. My body's gonna be like, bro,
just leave us.
Just let me die. But then you feel bad when you see older, like super old people doing crazy things, and you're like, yo, how you doing that, bro?
I know. It's like the quarter life crisis is like so real.
Mm-hmm. It seriously is. No, but then they do tell you what they're like, healthy eating and dieting and working out. And you're like, I don't want to do any of that.
Yeah.
I had my workout phase, and I'm over it.
It's like, like whenever I did sports, like I wasn't happy then either.
Yeah, I was miserable. And like the only reason I enjoyed the gym is because I was working at the gym and I was just young. And I was like, I thought lifting was going to get me girls, but it did. It just got me more guys. The untold truth, all guys need to hear. The gym does not really get you girls. It gets you more guys. More attention from guys.
Just get your bros.
Uh-huh. It does get you a lot of bros. I made a lot of bros in that time.
I mean, sometimes that's what you need.
Mm-hmm. Keep your head straight. But I'm like, yo, just getting older is rough. Mm-hmm. I'm like, can I go another 30 years? It's funny. It's funny, like, my one friend, because I told him about, like, everything that happened in December. And I was like, bro, I almost made it. Almost free. He was like, bro, what do you mean you were almost free? I was like, I was almost released from this plane of pain and existence.
God.
It's like, yo, when I die, if reincarnation's a thing, yo, let me come back as a cat. Seriously. Like, being a cat's probably chill as hell. And not like an alley cat or a street cat. Like, I want to be a household cat.
Yeah.
Like, one that gets pampered. Maybe a rich person's house cat, too. I could deal with being dressed up occasionally. But get fed the finest fish in the seas. I'll have to just go anywhere I want, just do what I want. Like, imagine being a rich person's pet. They have better lives than us.
unless you wind up with Armie Hammer.
Yeah, you're right. You're probably just dead, and he's eating your heart out.
Yeah, it all comes back. No, but my little boy, the new thing with him is So he's addicted to ice. He can't get enough. So we have an ice maker.
Wait, who?
Our cat.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Nice.
So we need, like, whenever it pumps out new ice, you know, he hears it, like, you know, the tinkle of the new ice coming out, and he runs to it. Whenever we come downstairs, you know, he's like, "Hey, what's up?" You know, like, it's time for ice, right? And he's like, "No, we just gave you some." It's like, "Come on, chill out." And so, like, you give him a piece of ice, and he's just whacking it all over the place. It's like he's playing hockey. And he goes nuts. He goes crazy for it. You know, he's like squeaking at us. He's squeaking at us. He's like, "Come on."
So does he just like eating it?
No, he just likes playing with it. He just likes whacking it around. And then he gets real particular. So, like, it has to be a full cube. And if it's, because that's what slides the best. And so if it melts a little bit and it doesn't slide, he doesn't like it. He wants another one. He wants another piece. He's so particular about it.
Does the older cat get along with him yet?
I mean, all he does is he chases her. And, like, jumps on her and, like, bites her neck. But then sometimes they just kind of chill out and, like, sleep, like, near each other.
Oh, okay.
So he just wants to play all the time. And she wants to do the opposite of that.
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't she a little grumpy?
Oh, yeah. Yep. She's the princess.
That's funny.
But yeah, he's a little ice man.
Is he still really in love with styrofoam?
Yeah. It's like every couple months he needs, like, a different new piece of it. So, like, I don't know what kind of package we got or whatever, but now it's like this, like, longer black tube that he carries in his mouth like a little bone. And he, like, gallops with it. And then the other thing he did is my mom had a you know, like, one of those like sort of like steering wheel warmers, like, just like, you know, cloth that you put over the steering wheel. So she, like, had that out so she could go put it in her car. And so he stole it, and now it's just his toy. And so now he just rolls around with it, and he just, like, bites it and kicks it. Because he's basically like a little otter. So, like, whatever he grabs and plays with, he, like, grabs it with his hand, like his little front paw hands. I call them hands. And then he kicks it with his back legs like a little otter. And that's how he plays with things.
I know Tori showed me pictures of him. He's a big old noodle now.
Yeah, he's a long boy. Yep.
Dude, you mentioning otters. Did you know, like, otters get really freaking big in South America?
Do they?
Yes, like 3 to 4 feet long.
Really? And
they eat caiman. They eat alligators.
They eat alligators.
And sometimes anacondas. And they punk jaguars.
Whoa.
Like, I already knew otters were kind of fucked up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, otters are really messed up things. But I'm like, giant otters, like, they said, yeah, you don't mess with a pack of giant otters in South America. They will take you out.
That's crazy.
Alligators and anacondas, like, and they punk jaguars.
Huh.
The more you know.
Yeah, I never would have guessed that.
It's like, it's funny, like, when you hear animal facts and stuff, and, like, you're like, I never would have realized that animals are a lot more messed up than you actually think they are.
Yeah. What's that one that, like, people always trot out that, like, hippos are the most dangerous predator or whatever?
Dude, yes, and I love hippos.
Is that, like, actually true?
Dude, yeah, hippos kill more people in Africa than any other animal in Africa. And then also because what's his name? Is it Pablo Escobar?
That was a guy, yeah.
So he had a zoo down in, I'm pretty sure it's either Mexico or South America, one of the two. And basically, whenever he got arrested and all that type of stuff, the animals kind of got out. And now the hippos, like, took over, like, the swamp area or something. And there's nothing the humans can do about it because they're too dangerous. And like they can produce like you know what I mean, like they can't
Sure.
like, you know, you always hear about like when an invasive species of hippos are down there now, and there's nothing they can do about them because they're dangerous. Because for some reason hippos are just very aggressive. Like they don't look like aggressive animals, but they are.
Yeah.
Like and they're fast. Like they can run 40 miles an hour. Like baby hippos chew on crocodiles just because they're teething. Hippos are dangerous.
Damn.
And you wouldn't think so. They look so nice.
Yeah. We should have a new segment, Animal Facts.
Dude, right? I used to love animals when I was a kid. I used to watch Animal Planet before it became trash reality TV.
Zaboomafoo? I was all about Zaboomafoo.
Dude, Zaboomafoo was great.
Yep.
I swear I just seen something about that show, like where the lemur was still alive or something. Which was wild.
Yeah. Now, see, now that makes me feel old for some reason.
Yeah, right? R.I.P. Crocodile Hunter. Crocodile Hunter used to be the best. He said,
God, yeah,
you wanted
I had his books. Yeah.
He was afraid of hippos. I remember that. So
I believe that, yeah.
Like he said, he was like the animal that scared him the most were hippos. That he said.
Damn.
I remember there was a show called The Most Extreme. That was like my favorite show on Animal Planet because it was just like a top 10 list, like countdown, like. But it was like it would show you also like they'd say what this animal do, but then it was like funny. They'd have like these green like animation, basically someone with animation, and they'd morph a human. Like what we'd need to be able to do the same thing is that animal, and it always looked ridiculous, but it was funny. But it was also just a good show. Like I said, it was like when Animal Planet was good, and you could actually learn stuff about animals. Where now it's just like Fish Tank and stuff. Like it's just like it's reality TV. You don't learn anything. The only cool show I'd say that's on Animal Planet right now is called River Monsters.
I thought that was on like Discovery.
It's on both.
Oh, okay.
And I'll admit, he catches some crazy fish on that show. But that's why I don't go in the water.
Do you remember the what was it? They would advertise on TV the zoo books.
Yes, I was so mad. I always wanted them as a kid.
Me too. I always wanted the zoo books. I never got any.
I never knew anyone with zoo books either.
Nope.
And like you always saw commercials.
Yep.
So someone was obviously buying these books and keeping them in business.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember the one thing I remember the most from that commercial was always that giant fish. Like there was that one little fish just swimming around and he had no idea. And then that fish that was camouflaged. It was like a really big fish just swooped up and ate it.
Yeah. I think our school library had like a couple of them.
Really?
They were probably like freebies that they gave to be like, hey, you should buy the rest of the zoo books. And they never did.
Man, book fairs in elementary were always dope, but you never had enough money. And elementaries used to con the crap out of fucking kids, I realized.
Yeah.
Like, you know when they'd make you sell stuff? And they give you, oh, here's an eraser. You made us $200. Here's an eraser for your hard work and slaving.
The top prize would be like a yo-yo.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna just keep this money myself. I wonder if there was like a kid who ever did that.
There's got to be some sucker out there.
Yeah. At least we went to a way lighter tone. Nostalgia.
I know.
Trigger warning. The beginning is going to upset you, but the ending is just going to make you feel good about the old days.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if that's the right order. If we should maybe in the future. I don't know.
I mean, maybe it's good to make them feel good at the end of the episode.
Yeah, maybe. Leave on a better note.
Hit them with that nostalgia.
Or maybe just avoid the sexual cannibals altogether. Maybe,
yeah, right.
Maybe just do that.
Yes, true. But how would they know? Like, I didn't know what was going on until now.
Yeah. Informing the people. Informing the people
to watch out for weird ass kinks.
Ah, shit.
So if a rich guy DMs you, he's probably out to suck your blood.
Oh man. DMs, just don't DM. DMs are.
Swear, you would think people would learn by now.
It's nothing but trouble. Just don't talk to anybody. Like don't do anything. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, just go home, stay home. Eat a snack and go to bed.
Sing that SpongeBob Indoors song, you know?
With a penny, a tissue, and a chip.
The gang's all here. All right, let's close out with just a little bit of business, and then we'll be out of your hair. We appreciate you listening, especially whenever we take some gaps and, you know, some shit happens. And
yeah.
I mean, what are you going to do? Life is awful.
Life is weird.
So after clearing a surprisingly very low bar, we're now part of Facebook Gaming's Level Up program.
Gang.
Yeah, we did it. So what does that mean? Basically, it means we can monetize streams on the Facebook page. Viewers can give us stars, which is basically bits if you're familiar with Twitch stuff, if they're enjoying the show. But yeah, like it's, you know, completely optional. Nobody has to give us anything. You know, we're not
much appreciated.
Yeah, we're not like asking for contributions or anything. And of course the streams are as free as ever. And the archives will go up on the YouTube if you want to catch them later on. This is just a potential revenue stream that we're looking at. And you know, it is Facebook, so like, yeah, we get it. Like personally, I don't like Facebook all that much either. I don't use my personal page. I just use like the DeadEndRoad page. The other pages I have to use for work. So like, you know, I get it. It's like seriously, I'm like the most, you know, privacy minded person you'll ever meet. So like I get it. Trust me. Like I don't trust Facebook as far as I can throw Zuckerberg's weird robot body. But like, you know, like we have the opportunity, so we're gonna take advantage of it.
We're gonna use them before they use us.
Pretty much, yeah. And it's either like, okay, we're either, you know, stuck with Facebook, Amazon, or Google. So it's a deal with some kind of devil no matter what.
Right.
So we cleared this bar first, so we're gonna see how it goes for now. And right now it sort of makes sense because Facebook has our biggest reach at the moment. So instead of making what we think is our audience go to another site, we'll just have them stay on the Facebook page and check out the streams that way. And also I'm curious how it's going to shake out in terms of like the chat quality, because on Facebook, like you're supposed to like use your full name or whatever. And so I'm wondering if that'll keep like trolly people out, but I guess we're gonna have to see how that goes. But who knows? Because there's been a lot of problems on Twitch lately with like harassment and shit like that. So
yeah, you can't say simp on Twitch.
You can't say simp, incel, or virgin anymore.
Why?
I don't know. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
The owner of Twitch must be a simp incel version. That's probably why.
Basically. Oh, we didn't even talk about PogChamp. We didn't even get into that shit.
Next time.
So this is not necessarily going to be like the permanent streaming home, but this is what we're going to try out for now, since we have like the potential for some revenue. So yeah. So like we'll appreciate if you check out the streams. I've been shackled at the ankles to Final Fantasy 14, so that's what I've been streaming on the weekends, because I'm obligated to play the game anyway, so I might as well turn the stream on while I do so. But I also understand that people are not watching that game because they have no idea what the hell it is. So I will be streaming some other games. I keep saying this every time, but I really want to finish the Pathologic playthrough that I started back in July. Because I really want to finish that game, so that'll be showing up eventually. I have so many games that I want to stream. I want to stream Resident Evil 2. I have like a bunch of other horror games I want to stream. So like other content is coming, but like just because I have this stupid Final Fantasy 14 schedule, it's just the content that I'm just, happen to be making. What else? There should be a couple reviews going up on the site. Couple tablet reviews, Samsung Galaxy S7 Plus and the Remarkable 2. They should be up by the time this posts. And I should have something else. I should have another book review up soon. Depends on how quickly I finish the book. So I have like it'll speak more of an essay than a book review, but that should be up at some point. I think that's everything. Yeah, so like check out the Facebook page, facebook.com/DeadEndRoadTV. YouTube is DeadEndRoad TV. Twitter, DeadEndRoad. Instagram is DeadEndRoad TV. I don't know what the TikTok is. I have no idea.
DeadEndRoad TV.
DeadEndRoad TV.
Just DeadEndRoad
cool.
TV.
Yeah, I have no idea what happens on TikTok.
Craziness.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I'm DeadEndRoad everywhere. Roger is Beige saying everywhere. I think that's everything, right?
Yep, that's everything.
Okay, cool. Now I can actually do this live and hit the button. Yeah, cool. All right, thanks for listening. We'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy.
Next time.